quadratic formula. And remember, the quadratic formula gives you solutions to a quadratic. The solutions to a quadratic are where what? Where it's on the x-axis. Awesome. Take a point. So we're seeing where it crosses the x-axis. So it has to be set equal to 0 for you to be able to solve it. So it has to be a x squared plus b x plus c equals 0. Now, if it's not set equal to 0, you solve it so that it's set equal to 0. We're going to have two answers because it's a quadratic most of the time. You will have one answer and sometimes you'll have no answer. It's crazy. Because remember before we said that it can cross the x-axis once, twice, or no? Same thing still going on here. Are we ready? Are we sure? Alright, what's the quadratic formula?
X equals
b plus or minus square root of b squared
minus 4ac divided by 2.
See why it's good to do it to a song so that we're all singing the same song instead of a weird chant where some of us are saying it at different times? So, okay.
You just heard da-da-da. I don't know what she did.
I didn't hear.
Oh, okay.
You don't hear something?
Yeah. I remember it.
I know you did. I heard you say it going right. I want to hear it. It's really
I
Oh, no, please don't. Please. No, what card is it? I didn't say it.
Life is tough. Alright, so the first thing we do is we identify A, B, and C of our problem. So this is our quadratic, and we're going to say that it's equal to 0 because otherwise it's going to drive me insane. Dalen, please don't stare at her. Alright, so what does A equal in our first quadratic that we're doing?
Sounds like she crawling. Oh, she crawling.
A is the number in front of x squared. You see how it says ax squared? It's the number in front of x squared. Okay, so the number in front of x squared is 6. What is our B?
10.
And what is our C? Now, the plus or minus in the formula up there means that you have to add B to all this and then subtract B in all this. Does everybody understand?
Yeah.
So, we're going to plug everything in at first. Are we ready?
Yes.
X equals the opposite of B plus or minus square root. B squared minus 4AC all divided by 2A. And as you guys keep chanting at me, it's negative 10 plus or minus the square root of. Okay, so what do I plug in for B squared? 10 squared minus 4 times 6 times negative 24 all divided by 2 times 6 because A is 6. Also, if you say over in your thing, I won't give you as much points in your song. Just to let you know. You'll do both. You write plus or minus every time. So we'll end up with two separate problems. One where you add, one where you subtract. And that's where the solving comes from. So first you identify A, B, and C. Then you plug the values into the quadratic formula. And as Robin just asked, when do you plus, when do you minus? You do both. So you'll have one where you add, one where you subtract. And that's a great question. So we start with X equals. And the top one's going to be our plus. Okay? So we have negative 10 plus the square root. What's 10 squared? 100 minus, maybe minus. What's negative 4 times 6?
24.
And what's negative 24 times negative 24?
Positive.
It is positive something, but what's that something?
176.
576 divided by 12. Yes. Wait, in here? Remember, we're going to have two problems. So we have our plus that we have up top, and then we're going to do the same thing, but where we subtract it. It's really not. I'm breaking it down into two separate parts to begin with. There's an easier way to do
We
it.
don't have to do this. We don't have to.
I'm going to show you. It's not. What's 100 plus 576?
Oh, no. I thought
676.
And the square root is? Okay, so what's negative 10 plus 26?
16.
And you get 16 twelfths, which reduces to 4/3. And we're not afraid of a fraction. Does everybody see how I got that? Yes, blind people, I can.
Hey, chill out.
Are you blind? I'm not discriminating. I zoomed in. Discriminating would be not zooming in and then laughing at you as I zoomed out. Alright, so we're going to have two answers. We're going to have a plus and we're going to have a minus. Now, do you notice that inside here is the exact same thing both times? It is always going to be the exact same thing. So you could get to this point and add and then subtract. So we have negative 10 minus 26 divided by 12. What's negative 10 minus 26? And what's negative 36 divided by 12?
3.
Negative 3. So our answers are negative 3 and 4/3. Remember to write it in set notation because it's not a coordinate. Boom, you're done. That's all you do. We're just adding and subtracting. Magic. That's okay, we're going to do another one.
We're doing on our own.
I would rather do one more together and then you try one on your own. How about that?
Yes.
Is that okay, Tater Tot?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not talking to y'all. I was talking to him. You're all good with it too? Okay. Does anybody have any questions before we go any further? Are we sure?
Yes.
Okay. So really you're just plugging in and using order of operations, right? That's all you do? It's crazy. And this is a good thing to do if you forget how to graph. If you forget how to factor, you can always go back to the quadratic formula. Are we ready?
I do.
Yes.
We'll let Morgan catch up. While we're waiting, if you guys want to go ahead and identify A, B, and C of the bottom one, please do that. Look at you go. Take a point. Look at you go. Take a point.
Anybody else?
Is there something wrong with you? Like, did your parents drop you on your head? Me too, and I don't act like that. You dropped yourself on your head.
That's what somebody laughed for.
I don't care. A donkey. Nobody. I'm glad that you're not twisting your hair today. Put those down.
Sorry.
Sorry. Are we ready? All right. So what did you guys get for A down here? -1. And what'd you get for B?
3.
And what'd you get for C? Okay. So then, what is the quadratic formula? Say it in a chant.
X equals negative B plus or minus root over
B squared minus 4AC, all divided by 2A. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Alright, now the opposite of B. What's B? And what's the opposite of 3? So -3 plus or minus square root 3 squared minus 4 -110.
I already did. I did work.
All divided by 2 times. Okay.
I already did.
Now, let's go ahead and just simplify everything over here. Let me just show you this trick I learned in NOM. Are you ready? X equals. Everybody just watch for a moment. Just please watch. Please stop writing and watch. Please put your eyes on the board. Eyes on the board. Eyes on the board. Are you ready? It's -3 plus or minus. Okay? I'm skipping a step. 3 squared is 9. -4 times -1 is 4. 4 times 10 is 40. 40 plus 9 is 49. Divided by -2. Magic! You just don't have to write out every step. I know. You're a wizard, Blairy.
Whoa. Hold up, Nick. How would you get 3?
Oh my gosh.
It's 1. It's your 8.
I mean, B.
Okay, so then you'll have -3 plus 7 divided by -2, and -3 minus 7 divided by -2. Because we have to have a plus, and then we have to have a minus. Is everybody with me? Where'd I get what from, Saxon? What's the square root of 49?
7.
Boom, that's where it went.
Boom.
So I went ahead and took the square root of 49. I put a 7 here, a 7 here. Does everybody see where I got it from?
Yes, ma'am. I saw you play.
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay. Is everybody with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Have I freaked you out too much?
No, ma'am.
A little bit? Where did I freak you out at?
I like switched it a little bit right there. I get it.
Are you sure? You just need to take a moment to process? That's fine. Take all the moments you need. Plus 7, minus 7. And the reason I split it up is because I'm going to have 2 different answers. I'm going to have an answer where I add and an answer where I subtract. Just like we did up here. It's just a little bit neater now, right? We don't have much scribble. Okay, -3 plus 7 is 4. 4 divided by -2 is -2. -3 minus 7 is -10. -10 divided by -2 is 5. My solutions are -2 and 5. Yes, no, maybe? Do we want to now maybe try one without me? Or do we want to do one more together?
Try one without you.
Okay. Are we sure?
So I can see like what I'm doing.
You can see where you're at? Okay. You can see where we need some help on it? That's fine. I'm going to turn my paper over. As soon as we're done writing. I just have enough room down there. We ready? Excuse me.
Can I do one right here?
If I write on the back, it's going to bleed through in my markers, so I'm just going to write on the bottom. Okay.
fixed.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
If they do that, they'll look good.
There's not even that big.
That's so gross.
What's the logo?
Wait, what? That's
Okay,
What's the logo?
I thought a mascot would be something like an animal.
Can we find that?
Because we don't care what we're going to be next year. We got to get through this year.
We got great jerseys.
I'm trying to get this new regular fence.
Yo, it's not. It hasn't even happened yet. You don't know if it's real. And what if they're just messing with everybody?
There's a way to poke like.
That's a cool show.
They are.
Cool show.
Oh my gosh, guys. And also, Facebook should not be where you get all your news. We gotta. That's not just directed at youth, that's directed at everybody in general. This entire generation of people.
Who uses Facebook?
I don't even have a Facebook. Alright, I want you to do this one without me. Get excited. You may have a fraction. You may have two. Oh, okay, we're pre-AP. We're not going to cry over fractions. Dalen, every time you do that, your team is losing 5 points.
Why?
Every time. Every time y'all are losing 5 points.
He's saying it every
Do it
time.
again.
It's so funny to me.
Huh?